Hello boys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're here for episode 11 of the driver career, here for the British Grand Prix in Silverstone. As you can see, just putting some upgrades on the car, a couple of the ones that failed for the chassis there, and I'm pretty sure we have an upgrade coming onto the car. Yes, an engine power upgrade or powertrain upgrade, and then after practice here, chucking on some reliability upgrades. Obviously hasn't been a very good run in terms of our engine failures and things like that, so yeah, hopefully we can try and have less of those. So yeah, let's get into qualifying. Here we are in Silverstone on what looks like a nice sunny day for quali, as we're going to be crossed up on the curb. As you can see, the engine light already on. Probably from quick practice, I'm pretty sure that's what it is, as we completely missed the apex of turn one there. Not a very good start. Car was feeling pretty decent around Silverstone. Now, it is going to be a wet race. We do know that. We've seen it on the laptop. So I did put a wet setup on the car. So we might have to sacrifice our quality just a little bit for the race. So far lap hasn't been too bad, apart from turn one. Not too bad. Car felt pretty decent around here, so hopefully we can just keep building. I feel like we've had some pretty decent performances, but just had a pretty bad run with failures, and yeah, just really took away some good points from us. So as we go through Maggots and Beckett's, a little bit of time to be found through there. We open up the DRS. So yeah, look, I think we just keep building. Keep putting in some solid performances to get a couple points here and there, as we completely screw up there. Now into the final couple of corners, down to third gear. Not too bad again, kind of getting a bit too much on the curve, but we come across the line in P10, about a tenth, nearly 2 tenths behind Ocon. Do a 1:27.5. So we did eventually then drop down to P19. So we are forced to go again. Now that first run didn't fill me with a lot of confidence, as we get that turn one a lot better there. A lot nicer, as then we even dropped down to P20. So already 2 tenths up on the delta, nearly 3.5 nearly. So yeah, first run didn't fill me with a lot of confidence. Thought it was an okay lap, but then to be pushed down to P19, I thought we would be struggling a bit to get out of Q1, as the checkered flag drops here in Silverstone, as now we see cars getting pushed down the order. Piastri, one of them. So our fellow Aussie looks like he's going to be qualifying in at least P16, or if we get past him, P17. So let's try our best to get past him as we go through Maggots and Beckett's. Nearly 5 tenths up, so it's been a very tidy lap, been a lot better than the first one. As we're up by about 6 tenths now. 4 tenths up on Piastri, so it is looking good enough to get us into Q2. As we go into the final couple of corners again in the third gear. A lot nicer there. And look at that, gaining about 9.5 tenths on the lap. And it's going to put us P8. So very solid Q1. So let's keep it going. Let's get straight into Q2. So just quickly have a look now at the order. Albon also manages to make it through, a couple of tenths behind us. So good sign for the team. Finally, the last couple of races, Alex has actually done a pretty decent job and actually been pulling his weight a little bit. So yeah, I feel like for the first probably 7 or 8 races, we were really dominating the team, and he hadn't really scored that many points, maybe like 3 points max. And yeah, we just kind of took over for that first 7 or 8 races, but it's good to see Alex coming back and contributing equally. So Gasly, which is a surprise, and Ocon 2 Alpines out alongside De Vries, Magnussen and Piastri there. So very worrying signs down at Alpine. They would not be happy with that. Out in Q1, both cars, as we cross the line to start our first lap of Q2. Now, as you can see, that sky is getting quite dark, so hopefully we can get through this session dry. So I'm pretty sure this was on the old tyres, I'm pretty sure. Or actually no, I remember, this was on new tyres, I'm pretty sure. Because I didn't want to risk going out on old tyres and then it raining, because it was looking quite dark, as we definitely don't cut that corner. We don't want to tell the marshals about that one, but yeah, this was on new tyres, or fresh tyres, as obviously it's getting quite dark, so I didn't want to risk it raining. So yeah, this lap will have to be good enough to get us in to Q3 as we go a little bit wide in the exit of Cops there. The Muggets and Beckett's smashing the orange sausage curb, which is not the line you want to be taking. Opening up the DRS, hopefully getting a bit of a tow from the cars in front. It looks like it's our teammate, but I'm not sure if we're going to be really getting any tow. So now coming up to the final couple of corners. Is this going to be good enough to get us inside the top 10? Let's have a look as we run it up to the line. It is, it's P3. Bottas up there as well, ahead of Hamilton. Wow. Now, I did go out on some old tyres. I'm pretty sure they're from Q1, just in case. You can see there we are P7, Albon P8. But yeah, as you're about to see, as the checkered flag drops, just totally, just no time to be found there. Just tyres were just screwed. So Delta looking absolutely terrible. So yeah, I did end up aborting this lap. So yeah, as you're about to see, let's have a look at the results then. We did make it, so very good from us. Russell on provisional pole. Bottas making it through, very nice for him. Leclerc just scraping through there. Now we've got Alonso, Norris, Stroll, Zhou, and who is it going to be at the bottom? Probably a Haas. I was right, it's Hulkenberg. So a surprise Q2 exit then from Aston Martin. Lando Norris also only qualifying P12. He's usually pretty good up in the top 10 for most of the time, no matter how bad the car is. So yeah, let's get into Q3 then. And the rain has come, so we are on the inters as Albon sets fastest lap of the session. So we cross the line to start one. Let's have a look, see how we go in the wet conditions. This is what it's going to be like for the race. So this should be, I know it's only like a lap or two, but hopefully it's a good indicator of, I suppose, how the car feels and in those kind of wet conditions. So yes. Now both me and Albon obviously shuffling down the order, me not having done a lap yet, and Albon looks like he's in about P8 there, so looks like we're about 3 tenths up on Perez. So look, if we can just get P7 or P8, I'll be pretty happy. I'm not sure that we're going to be that quick around here in the wet. I know Canada, was it? Canada? It was one of the races. We had quite good pace in the wet. But yeah, we just have to see how this one pans out then as we go through Maggots and Beckett's. Bit of a screwed up line, but we make up for it. As now we would be opening up the DRS, but it's been disabled because of the weather. So hopefully this lap time will be good enough to get us higher than at least P10. So let's have a look then as we come up towards the final couple of corners then. Nicely done. That's not too bad. Solid enough, and it's going to put us P9. 9 tenths off Sergio Perez, wow. So So it looks like we're quite off the pace in this weather. As now it's going to be tight. Are we going to make it to... We might not even make it to the line. We're not even going to make it to the line. Oh my god, we didn't even make it to the line. Unbelievable. Where's it going to put us? P9. Wow. That's disappointing. Here we are having a look at the results now, and I am, what's that, about 1.5, just over 1.5 tenths off Albon. Sonoda, the only car behind me, and that was about a 2-tenth gap. So, yeah, I suppose I would have liked to have tried to challenge Bottas there for that P7, but let's head into the race.
But also the birthplace of the Formula One World Championship. It's race day here at Silverstone, a classic on the calendar, and it's time for the British Grand Prix. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks like for today's race. An immense lap from Carlos Sainz yesterday puts him in pole position, and Max Verstappen lines up alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Russell, Leclerc, Perez, Bottas, Albon, O'Reilly, Sonoda, Fernando Alonso, Norris, Stroll, Joe, Hulkenberg, Gasly, Oscar Piastri, Ocon, Magnussen, and Nick de Vries. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Here we are on the grid. It is full wets for the whole race. It looks like one pit stop for these 26 laps. So this one should be pretty interesting. Our first proper full wet race for the whole race. So yeah, let's get into the formation lap and see how this one goes.
Here we go then. The formation lap is underway. These are wet conditions here today. Each driver will no doubt be mindful of the wet surface as they prepare to race around the track. As the cars make their way back to the starting grid to form up and get ready for lights out, let's hope the race ahead today is a thrilling one that will go down as a memorable Grand Prix in the history books.
Here we are as the 5 red lights go out now, and we are away here in Silverstone. Not a bad start for us. Sonoda getting a pretty solid start. Albon as well, not too bad, as we swoop right around the outside of both of them. And now we're on the hunt for Bottas. We're going to have a cheeky look, are we? Yes, we are. We're going to just send one, make a little bit of contact with Sergio Perez. No damage, luckily. But yeah, that's a solid start for us from P9 up to P7. Very solid. As using some of that overtake. Not sure how effective it'll be. But yeah, let's just try and see how our pace is in the wet for the first couple of laps and see if we can hang on to the back of Perez and get dragged away from Bottas and my teammate behind. Look at that, you can barely see anything. Spray off the tyres is very distracting as well. That's one thing I've noticed, the spray from the tyres, you can definitely notice it when you're trying to drive. So yeah, have to be pretty concentrated for this one, especially with the bloody raindrops that fall across the screen. Quite distracting they are as well. Sometimes they can go right on the racing line, you can't see where you're supposed to brake, or you know, it gets in the way of another car and you can't see another car. It's really quite distracting as we come to the end of this first lap. Still about half a second, gap to Valtteri Bottas. So we're doing alright at the moment. We've just got to settle into the race for the first couple of laps. Oh, as we go deep. Oh, that's going to cost us a bucket load of time, as we have been super slow through there. But somehow, we still have nearly a second gap. So, Bottas and Albon must have been battling, or something's gone on there. As now we move on to lap 3. Now, the gap has closed, and Bottas and Albon having a mega battle. Are we going to go 3 wide? No, we're not. We just shut the door on Bottas there, as Albon also gets past. And now we're going to go deep again. A little bit, yeah. We have definitely struggled there with the braking. Just like the hairpin in Canada. That was one of our big struggle points, I suppose you could say. Really just could not get the braking done for there, as Albon wants to make a move happen. I think I'm going to let him go. Mainly because he's my teammate. And, you know, in real life, if this was happening, they would definitely let the quicker driver go by and get me, who's obviously the slower driver in this case, try and hold up Bottas and the guys behind so we can get a gap. So if he wants to go for the move, I did take off the overtake, so there he goes. He's going to go for it, as he does slow us down a little bit through the corner. And we are basically pushing him through the corner now, so he's basically, I don't know what he's doing, Albon, but yeah, he makes a move, and we're now to P8 now as we head on to lap 5. Alonso, this time, he got past Bottas, and Albon about 3 seconds up the road, so he's pretty much checked out. I can't see us gaining 3 seconds to catch up to him. As Alonso, as we make a little bit of contact there, we go a little bit deep. But yeah, I just think from the first 5 laps already, we are very, very slow. So yeah, it's going to be a battle, this one. It's going to be quite an interesting race, I reckon. As we go through turn 1. Up to turn 3. Ooh. Yeah, very wet conditions. Kind of hard to keep him on the track at some points. But it's alright, we've got about a second on Bottas. Hopefully him and Alonso. I don't know why I just said nearly Hamilton, but hopefully they can battle for a little bit. Oh, as that's not the case. As now on lap 7, Alonso is now pretty much on our gearbox. As it looks like there's yellow flags just up ahead. Looks like it's Sergio Perez. And it is Perez out of the session. And we've got a red flag. Red flag. Unbelievable. Our first red flag, I'm pretty sure, since Bahrain. First race of the season. Wow. So that's I suppose alright for us. Get the guys ahead back towards us, and yeah, we're just gonna keep going on them wets. And here we are on the restart as we just try to dive on there on Alonso, and we do make it work a little bit. I'm not sure what happened at the start. I think I had a bit of a recording issue. That's why I didn't get the fibered lights. But nonetheless, we are now P6 and 7. This is turning into a very decent race if we can stay here for Williams, which has been pretty much the story of the season. We've had some decent races, but this time it's good to see that Albon is actually pulling his weight and actually kind of matching me and beating me in some of these races. Now, I did put the difficulty up to 106 for this race and qualifying. So yeah, we just have to see how that one goes. So yeah, hopefully, wishful thinking here, by the couple, I don't know, maybe after the first season, or oh my days, what a move from Fernando Alonso! Unbelievable move. Oh my god, that completely took me off guard there, caught me way off guard. As now Norris is behind us, always fast in that McLaren, as I was saying before. So their car is definitely quicker than P12. As now he's going to send one down the inside, he makes the move. So now we're falling backwards in this race. We have to really fire hard to try and stay with Norris and Alonso. We're going to just keep it up the inside of Norris. Oh, ah, Jesus, what a race. We've had a red flag, we've fallen backwards in the race. It's just, wow, wet races are quite interesting. So here we are, we have Norris trying to go back around the outside. Now on lap 10, as now we get back ahead. And Alonso now trying to pressure Albon. As Carlos Sainz and then Lewis Hamilton set fastest lap for the Grand Prix. So now, as we move on to lap 11, we have Norris absolutely sending one. Fully sending one. As we try and hold it around the outside. Can we do it? Very slow. But we do keep it around the outside for now. As we go up to Cops. The old start finish straight. And it looks like Norris. I don't know why I keep saying Hamilton. Norris is going to just jump back behind me in single filers. Then, oh my god, he tries to go around for a move into Maggots and Beckett's, and we do pick up wing damage. Oh, that is so annoying. Picking up a bit of damage there. The front left overheating as well. Well, a very opportunistic move from Norris there. So we're just going to have to deal with that wing damage for the rest of the race now. There's no point pitting. Because as soon as I pit, I'm going to be last. I'm going to be like 20 seconds behind. And I'm not fast on these tyres. So we would just keep falling backwards. So we're just going to have to put our head down now as Norris and Stroll having a battle. So now as we go through Cops, go a little bit wide, get close up on the curb of touch. As now there's some more yellow flags behind. Is that an Alpine? Yellow flags. Pretty sure it looks like an Alpine. Esteban Ocon out of the session. Is it going to be? Oh, it is going to be another red flag. Unbelievable. 2 red flags. Wow. So we get a new front wing then. So that saved us. Wow, unbelievable scenes.
So let's think very carefully about our strategy for the rest of this race.
Wow, I can't believe that. Again, we're just going to be sticking with the wets. As now, hopefully we can get another decent start. As Alonso did end up getting past Albon. As here we go into turn 1. Oh, where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? Albon trying to battle Alonso. We're going to dive one up the inside. Oh, we touch his side pod and we get the same exact wing damage again. That is so frustrating. Absolutely shattered. When this happened, I was so mad. Very, very annoying as we have about 12 or 11 and a half nearly laps to go in this Grand Prix. So again, unless we get more red flags or a safety car, it looks like we are going to have to just deal with the broken front wing. Very, very, very disappointing. As we nearly have about a second gap to Albon behind. As he ended up getting past Alonso. As now we move on to lap 18 and Albon right on our gearbox. Again, we are going to let him through. Don't want to hold him up too much. Team orders. Hopefully he can build a bit of a gap. And now into Maggots and Beckett, you can see Albon already 1.5 seconds ahead as Norris and Stroll trying to pressure behind. Ooh. Very, very tough race for us. It's so hard to be slow in the wet and you just feel like a sitting duck at all times, but we are doing our best here to defend from some pretty fast guys behind in Norris and Stroll and even Alonso. But it looks like he must have got damage as he's way back in P20 or P18 at this point. So he has definitely pitted. So yeah, as we move on to lap 20 now. Stroll and Norris still fighting each other. Stroll eventually nearly trying to have a go at us as we go wide at Cops. Now, is he going to make the move stick? Lance Stroll, we go side by side into Maggots and Beckett's. We squeeze him out on the apex, and we keep P7. Wow. It's going to be a very entertaining last 7 laps or 6 laps of this race. As now we move on to lap 21. Again, Stroll closing. And is he going to go for a dive? It looks like he is. We go side by side. Go off track a little bit. Hold the inside line. And looks like we're just going to keep driving out towards the curb on exit. And we do keep the place. So now, a little bit further in the lap, towards the end of it, Stroll and Norris still pressuring behind, as then we go a little bit wide there onto the Astro. And it's going to be Stroll that has a crack around the outside. We make a bit of contact. And still hold on to P7. We've got a massive train behind us though. Pretty much every other car except for 2. As now we move all the way on to lap 25. About to cross the line to start the final laps. Or the final lap, sorry, of this race. It's been an unbelievable race. We've had 2 red flags, a full wet race. The tyres are nearly dead. Tyres are overheating. Engine's about to blow up. Mainly the turbocharger. And we've got Norris and now Magnussen on our gearbox. As Norris, we go side by side, 2 cops. We don't do a Verstappen Hamilton, we keep it clean. As now Magnussen tries to get past Lando Norris, and we've accidentally hit the camera change button on my steering wheel and somehow managed to keep it pointed straight and get through the corner without losing any time. So Magnussen gets past Norris. Now, can he have a crack at us? We're going to let him, kind of, and give him the space on the outside. We end up keeping the place into the final couple of corners as Carlos Sainz comes home to win the British Grand Prix in Spain. Unbelievable result for me and the team, as there must have been contact between Norris and Magnussen behind, but we finish P7 here in Britain.
Pressure to take a well-earned victory here at the British Grand Prix. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Rain always has the potential to liven up a race and mix up the order, and they've taken full advantage of that to claim the victory today. It's always a bit of a lottery when the conditions are like this, but they've managed to stay on circuit and have come out on top.
And here we are, a team that is no stranger to the podium, taking their place on top once again. A sublime race today, and a stunning win for Ferrari.
So, what a thrilling British Grand Prix then. Well, I'm not sure if it was exciting to watch. It was definitely exciting to drive, even though we were slow. So we move up from P9 to P7. Albon moving from P8 to P6. And, yeah, so Max Verstappen picking up the fastest lap. Any other notable moves? Stroll having a good performance there from P19 up to P9. Oh, no, that's Magnussen. It's not even Stroll. Stroll goes from P13 to P10, but Perez, Ocon, the only ones that did not finish this race, and Alonso dropping back after. So let's have a look at the championship standings. Carlos Sainz takes over the lead by 5 points over Max Verstappen. Leclerc moves up to 3rd. So Red Bull having a bit of a dip in form lately, and Ferrari definitely capitalising. Carlos Sainz leads the Drivers' Championship for the first time in his career, I'm pretty sure. Oh, actually, I'm not sure if he led it earlier in the season. Anyway, doesn't matter. He's still leading. So, this could be a very good battle. It's basically, surprise it's like the number 2 driver versus the number 1 driver at Ferrari and Red Bull. But Ferrari also taking over the lead of the Constructors. So, it's going to be a very good title battle to look out for. during the remainder of the season. So, as always, hope you have enjoyed the video, and yeah, catch you for the next one.